generate a massive email list with quality opt-ins, not just quantity, like quality, things that will give you money long term. I'll tell you the ins and outs of all major traffic sources. I know Onik just wanted me to talk about Google, but I told him I can't just talk about Google. Google is too advanced, to be really honest with you guys. I will be speaking about other traffic sources that you guys can start literally when you get home. Understanding the Google Godzilla. Yeah, they're the Godzilla. They can eat you inside out. Now, I call this the elevation method because you're really elevating your business to a new level. You're really turning your business into a real large business. You're branding yourself. You're turning this into a multi-million-dollar company. You're passionate about what you're doing. You want to show this to the world. So before you start any advertising, you need to know your math. A lot of speakers up here today talk about conversion, talk about numbers. This is really, really important. And memorize the following equation to succeed, okay? I want you guys all to jot the following equation down. Who knows what this equation is? Wow. I didn't know what it was. I just Googled it. So anyways, just kidding. You don't need to be rocket science in advertising, okay? This is not what you need to be. You don't need to be, I don't know, I think that was done by Thomas Edison or something. I don't know, I forgot who, I just Googled it. Anyways, just master your grade 3 math. I'm pretty sure every one of you graduated from grade 3, right? Right? Even I did it. I was a dishwasher. I graduated. But anyways, you need to know what your EPC is, your earnings per click. And just to let you know, I'm going to go really fast with this presentation because I have a lot of slides. Onik gave me a talk and said, dude, your slides, it's too much. It's going to be a 3-hour talk and you only have 1 hour. I was like, okay. So I trimmed down a lot of stuff in this presentation and it's still a lot of slides. So I have to go through really fast. So some of the stuff I might not explain thoroughly. So just come up to me and ask me personally. I'll be here the whole afternoon and tomorrow. So you need to know your EPC. You need to know your CPC. Now, CPC is the cost per click, how much your click cost you. Now, all of these are done based on one click base. So in day 0, for example, in day 0, you made $1. Sorry, I don't make $1. You made $100. You got you got $100 generated, and you got 100 clicks, so you made $1 EPC. Now your cost per click from advertising is really $50. So that means that each click costs you 50 cents. So you're making a profit of 50 cents. Now, the other one you have to really know is your revenue per lead. So how much money did you generate from a lead in day 0? And you need to know what your cost per lead is. So these are really simple math stuff. It's just like add, minus, subtraction, whatever. And these are all, again, based on one click. Now, this is really, really important. I call this the lifetime customer value. When someone signs in, opts into your list or became your customer, you don't want to just grab their money and leave, right? You want to keep servicing these people. You want to try to see if you can get more money out of these people. So I call this a lifetime customer value, and I usually have a 90-day period. So it's the number of revenue generated in 90 days divided by the number of customers, or in your case, the number of opt-ins that you generated. You have to have this number in order for you to scale any form of advertising. This is really, really important. Advertising online is getting more and more and more expensive. So if you really just based on one click, you can still make a lot of money because right now I base everything based on one click. But if you calculate your lifetime customer value, your business is going to skyrocket. So again, afford more advertising, more leads, and isn't this what you guys want? More leads, more advertising? All right? So let me give you a quick example. So this one has no lifetime customer value in place. $100 generated in day 1, $50 cost in advertising, you generated 10 leads. Your revenue per lead is basically $10 per lead. So your cost per lead will be $5. So simple math, you make $5 profit of your lead. Now, with the LCV in place, you generate $100 in day 1. You generate another $100 within day 2 to day 90 through your autoresponder, through your promotion, yada, yada, yada. And it costs you, again, $50 in advertising because we're taking the same math from the previous slide, but we're just adding in the LCV in place. And you generate 10 leads. So technically, you made $20 per lead. And your cost per lead, because again, previous slide, it's $5, $5, you made $15. That's 300% return. I'm not return. I mean, you made 300% more money because you calculated your LZ fee. Now, what does this mean? That means that you can afford more advertising because you can pay more per lead right now. Instead of $5, you can pay $15. So, anyways, I want to tell you guys a story. Bankrupting overnight, that's what happened to me. And this is the most important thing ever. If you start advertising, make sure your accounting books is clean. You need to know your assets and liability. This is really, really, really important. It's just a simple spreadsheet, what's coming in, what's coming out. Oh, without this, it would be like me, bankrupting my first business. Credit cards and credit terms can kill you because you see so much money in your bank, but you're like, okay, how much do I actually owe to my credit card? How much do I actually owe to this person? Yada, yada, yada. If you don't have this right, eventually you'll be spending so much money because in the person's mentality, when you have money, you keep on spending it. And you're not going to be spending it just on business. You're going to be spending it on personal. You're going to buy a new house. You're going to buy a new car. You're going to go shopping. You're going to do all this crazy stuff. Then you're going to hit a point where the money in your bank cannot pay what you owe to people. What happened right away? You're bankrupt. So anyways, you may go bankrupt just like me. This is a business I did in 2008. Scaled the business, 4.8 million. I was under 20, super happy, partying in Vegas like crazy, doing a lot of stuff. And because we didn't have an accountant back then, a multi-million-dollar business, no accountant. It's really stupid. Trust me, hire an accountant. It's so important. I can't stress enough on that. Guess what? Our merchant account died. We can't process any more credit card. But we don't have any money in our account because we're trying to leverage the money that was going to be coming in for future and pay it off. And once our bank calls us and say, hey, your account's suspended, we're not processing any credit card, we're like, OMG, I don't want to swear. I was like, really? I went through a state of depression. I was like, under 20, wow, I was going to be a multimillionaire. I had whatever I want. All of a sudden, it took it away from me. Completely took it away from me. So I went to 2 years. I actually went back to become a waiter at the same restaurant I was as a dishwasher. And I kept thinking to myself, like, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? And it slowly came to me, it's like, okay, let's not look at it on the negative side. Let's look at the positive side. There's a reason why I would fail, right? I was too young, going too fast, and I don't know what the hell I was doing. I'm not doing everything right. I'm doing everything wrong. So I dissected the business, and I found out what I did wrong, and I found out what I did right. So I leveraged what I did right and completely worked on what I didn't know, what I sucked at, and why my business failed. And here I'm standing here, making a person that I am and showing you guys what I can do to get me back into a multi-million-dollar business within several months. And I'm going to show you guys all that today. So thank you. Thank you. So in the advertising world, you have to talk like an expert. This is really, really, really important. You just need to know your terms. You just need to know the language. Then all the people that will go like, okay, this guy knows this shit. I'm gonna serve this person. Because at the end of the day, for any advertising network, there's always a representative that's gonna helping you out. And the representatives really just pay based on your performance. So they want you to succeed so they can make more money out of you. So that's why when you first go in, when you first talk to any networks, you have to act like an expert. And they'll give you great service. They're going to tell you everything inside out. So the other thing you have to do is you have to act like a big agency. The reason why you want to act like a big agency because representative will see, okay, this guy doesn't just have one business. He has more than one business. I can make more money out of it. They will give you extra tips, extra services. You have to know your terms and acronyms like your EPC, your CPL. You need to know all these stuff by heart. When they ask you anything, you answer them right away. They'll go like, okay, this guy's legit. We want to spend time with this person. So whenever you go in a network, again, you have to tell them what your max per lead is. If they know what your max per lead is, they will tell you because they have experience with other advertisers. They'll go like, okay, this might work, this might not work, and try to change your page or whatever, try to increase your conversion rate in order to hit a CPL. Your cost per lead is so important for you for anything because that is the benchmark number for you to scale any business through advertising. And again, ability to scale. And utilize the power of leverage. This is really important. For example, if you got accepted in one of the ad networks, let's say you got accepted on Google for 30 days, you know your numbers, you're making money, leverage that. Tell another network, tell Bing and Yahoo, say, hey, we're on Google, we're approved by Google, we're making money on Google, there's no way I can't make money with you guys. Tell them I spend like $30,000 a month on Google advertising per month right now. I want to give you my business. They will kneel down and do whatever they want to earn your business and they will kneel down to earn your business and to show you how to do it right within their network. So this is really important. Now, traffic sources. Anik just wanted me to talk about Google. I'm not just going to talk about Google today. I'm going to talk to you about several other networks that you can go home, literally, or tonight, go back to your hotel room, sign up, and start advertising on Monday. So the first one, Facebook. Laura talked about it. I'm not going to talk about it. In-text advertising. Anyone heard what in-text advertising is? Wow. Okay. Just one in the room. Really good. Pay-per-view or interstitial. Okay. Sorry, my language sucks. I can't spell that, say that correctly. But pay-per-views. Content ads. This is a gold mine. Like literally a gold mine. If you're able to get this traffic source to work, it's bigger than Google. Trust me on that, and I'll tell you more about it. Search engine marketing. So Bing, Yahoo, 7Search. Sorry, I meant to put second tier search engine marketing because Google is classified as the first tier. They own the search engine space. However, no one owns the marketplace 100%. So there's still Bing and Yahoo. There's still 7Search that owns a small portion of the traffic source. And these are where you want to be to start right away because these are a lot cheaper. They're easier to get in, and you don't need a large budget to go in. Direct media buys. This is completely for super advanced students. I will cover a little bit about it. I will not suggest you to start with media buying, direct media buying at all. It will cost you an arm and a leg, guarantee you that. Then Google AdWords. I'm going to tell you guys how to get onto Google AdWords, how to advertise on Google AdWords, how to set up and optimize. I'm not going to go super in detail, but I will tell you guys some stuff that will save you money and get you guys kickstarted so much easier. So for each of the traffic sources, I'll talk about the altitude. So elevation, altitude, anyways, making that up. I will talk about beginner or advanced. I will talk about the compliance level. How difficult is it to get compliance with them? I will tell you the quality of the leads and the customers from a scale to 1 to 10. I will tell you what budget you need to get started with them. So, in-text advertising. Beginner. This is where you want to be, in-text advertising, because it's still a really undiscovered area right now. It is somewhat competitive if you're going into the dieting offer, dating offer. But if you're going niche, this is a good place to start. You can spend like 3 cents a click, or even 2 cents a click, depending on where you're buying. The compliance level, super easy. These guys want your money. They have a platform. These are usually tech startup. They want more business because they want to build their business and they want to become bigger. So compliance level is easy. Quality, scale of 7. The reason why it's 7, because for me personally, in text advertising, I make money in day 1. So, and I sell high ticket items for my business, anywhere from average $200 to a consumer. And I've been making money on day 1. So quality, I love it. Budget to start, $100. That's it. Who can burn $100? I bet you guys burned $100 at the casino already. All right. I lost $300, but whatever. Just for fun, right? So the 2 networks that I recommend is 50 on Red or InfoLinks. These 2 networks are actually one of the biggest ones out there. I personally know the senior guys at 50 on Red, so I like working with them. They gave me a lot of support, and they keep optimizing their business and their platform to make sure that you're profitable, because the people in 50 on Red understand what a marketer wants. They don't want brand customers. They want marketer customers, because these people are the ones that can really scale. And these are like beginners and not super advanced. So they will give you a lot of support. Infolinks, I kind of worked with them a little bit. I don't really like their service, so I rather give all my business to 50 on Red. Maybe it's just my rep or whatever, so you guys can try it out yourself. But to start these, it's just $100, right? Try it out. So example of in-text advertising, this is from Infolinks. So I'm not sure if anyone has seen this. So I know that 50 on Red works with downloads.com. When you download something on downloads.com, you go through this crazy installation process. They're going to ask you to download toolbars or whatever, right? And I can tell you, majority of the people just go, yes, 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 yes. And they download so many shit on their computer that they don't know what's going on. So that's what's happening. So what they do, once they install a toolbar on your computer, they're going to scan through what you're reading in an article, and there's going to be double underline on a specific keyword. A person would need to click on the keyword, or whatever keyword you bid, then your ad pops up. This can be either just, it's kind of like a Facebook ad, small image, a little bit of text. It can be a banner ad, 300 by 250 pixel. You won't get charged unless someone click on the ad, not when someone click on the in-text ad. So when someone click on the keyword, they saw your ad, they didn't click on it, you don't get billed. You only get billed when someone click on your ad. So that's why the quality is there, because it's a two-step process. It's not a one-step process. They click on it, they see your ad, they like it, they click on it, and go through your sales funnel. Sorry. So this is why in-text, I love it. I love it. Second one, pay-per-view. I would say this is for beginner/advanced because of the budget that's required, which I will cover why. Compliance level, easy. Again, these networks will help you. They will tell you what you're doing wrong and tell you to fix it and get your ads up and running. So they're not hard to deal with. Scale, I would say it's a 6. I personally hate it when someone serves me a pay-per-view ad, but I still use it because I make money out of it. So it doesn't really matter. But really important, the quality you get is not going to be as good. You will make money out of it, but your lifetime customer value or your revenue per lead might not be as high because some people will feel bothered. And obviously, if you got annoyed the shit out of you, you hate that person, you hate that brand, you don't want to buy from them. So that's what pay-per-view is. But again, it's really easy to go in, super easy to go in. And it's really, really, really scalable as well. The budget you need to start is $1,000. And here's the reason why. For pay-per-view, I would only work with Traffic Fans. They're the largest pay-per-view platform out there in the market right now. And they try to optimize their campaign a lot to make sure you get quality customers. And they don't want any scammers or whatever to just go on the network. So that's why the budget needed to start is $1,000. You need $1,000 to get started. So that's why I kind of say this is kind of for beginner/advanced people. If you want to make an investment in there, then do it. But do I recommend you to start right away? I would say no. All right? $1,000 for someone that's starting up is a lot of money. And again, once you lost that $1,000, your mentality will be like, screw this shit. I'm not going to keep going. All right? And I don't want you guys to have this mentality. So that's why I'm kind of classifying this as advanced. So again, this is an example of what Traffic Fans ad looks like. So what it does is you bid on keyword, you bid on the domain URL. And how Traffic Fans gets you is for people that's downloading games, downloading shit. They work with a lot of freaking publishers. So when you type in a URL or a keyword that you're searching for something, an ad pops up, a browser pops up, and you own the whole browser, 800 by 600. You can have an opt-in page right there and get it. And your cost per view is literally 10 cents. I've seen 5 cents. Sorry, can I answer questions later? Because no, you don't. No, you don't. Yeah, right now, before they do, but now they don't. You just go in, sign up, say, here's my landing page. I have $1,000 right now for deposit. They're gonna accept you right away. Yeah, yeah. Before it was based on recommendation because they're not that scalable yet, and they want to make sure when they start off, they want to have quality people in their database first before they go into mass market. So yeah, you are right, but now they kind of changed it. So 800 by 600. So again, I don't have time to tell all the best practice, but you can have an opt-in page there. You can actually have an auto audio going, making yourself or whatever. So anyways, I'm like only halfway. Content ads. Again, this is beginner to advanced. You need a significant amount of investment in content ads for you to start. So that's why, again, beginner and advanced. Compliance level, normal. It's not easy, it's not hard. You just have to, again, know what you're talking about, get in touch with a rep, and show them the landing page and tell them, will this get approved? They will automatically tell you yes or no. They're gonna run by their compliance team and tell you yes or no. And they'll tell you exactly why you're not getting compliance and you're not getting accepted yet. Change it up. It's not Google, so change it up. Make a revision based on what they said. Show it to them again. Just keep going it until they say yes. During that process, you guys will already know what you need to do to get compliance with them. Then you can optimize your page based on what they said and get your conversion back up. Quality scale, 8. I have a buddy, I can't put names out there. He does risk-free trial. He does about 1,000 orders a day. And all he uses is content ads. This is how scalable it is. We're talking about 1,000 risk-free trials. This is a lot. It's a multi-million-dollar business just from there. So, however, not everything works on content ads. If you're able to get an offer that works on content ads, it's so scalable because, sorry, I jumped myself. Anyways, the budget you really need is start with $100. That's not important. Because for content ads, there's so many networks out there. Content.ad, Taboola, RevContent, MGid, AdBlade, and even Yahoo themselves right now just launched their beta version for content ads because they see that they're behind in the advertising game, they need to make revenue, and they see that all these content networks are making so much money, they implement it. Yahoo Gemini, something new. I'm starting to test it right now. I'm breaking even with it. I still haven't found the sweet spot yet, but this will get big. Get in. It's cheap right now. How does content ad looks like? I'm pretty sure you guys all have seen this from around the world, around the web, and at the top right, it says advertisement, small image, and a text. How many of you have seen this before? Yeah, these are content ads. These are getting so common right now because for people like CNN, MSN.com, Weather.com, it's not interrupting the person's reading the article. It's right at the bottom, and it's article driven. People are expecting to read more stuff. This is important, right? If you're going into, let's say, a finance offer or whatever, you want to be there. CNN.com, right? These are quality people that you want to get. Have an ad up there. Click on it. Go to an opt-in page or go to a pre-sale page. I'm not going to go into pre-sale page and all those other stuff because for content ads, there's a variety of ways to make it work. I don't suggest content ads running directly to an offer. You have to do a pre-sale page or a article opt-in page. I can't really go into details about it right now, but really important. Second tier search engine marketing. Beginner, really easy. Okay, I'm going to go super fast right now because I haven't even touched Google yet. I only have 26 minutes left. Compliance level, easy. Scale of quality, 8. Budget needed, 100. And I'm talking about Bing and Yahoo, 7 search. Bing and Yahoo lost their marketplace dramatically to Google. They want advertisers. They're trying to mimic Google right now on having their own specialists on board helping you out. These are so easy to go into. The compliance level is completely easy. Like you might think, wow, Bing and Yahoo, they're as big as Google, they're strict. No, they're not. They're easy to get in. They can approve any landing page, obviously, unless if you're going really wild on your content, that's a different story. But they will help you to get approved because they need their market share back. 7Search is a really smaller network. I like it. It's a hit or miss network. You will get it to work sometimes, you will not, so you really have to test it out yourself. And again, just burn through $100, play around with it. Direct media buys. This is for super, super, super advanced people, but I just want to touch base on it so you guys know what it is. Compliance level, easy. Like, you can do whatever you want with direct media buy. You can run like, I don't know, like 10 exit pop or whatever. They don't give a shit. They just want money. Scale, 9, because you have to do your research. Budget, you can find website that will be $100 a month, but you're not going to get a lot of traffic. Trust me on that. The biggest insertion order that I signed for direct media buying was $100,000 in 6-month time. And I was really profitable for there. But it's a big jump because if you don't know your language, if you don't know what you're doing, you can literally lose that $100,000 easily. So network, none. You really go directly to the website owners. And here's an example. I'm pretty sure you guys seen this, like grocery store, fear, this, man. This is direct media buy. Okay? It's implemented usually in an article above the fold and use 300 by 250. Usually people just use 300 by 250 or 728 by 90. You don't use any other ad size because that's a waste of money. And usually you use Quantcast and Alexa.com to look for your demographic and websites. I'm going to go through this really fast because it's really advanced. You got to know your terms. I/O, insertion orders, like a contract. You need to know your frequency cap. You got to control your frequency cap. How often does your ad come up every 24 hours? Because in direct media buying, you don't pay based on CPC. You pay based on CPM, cost per 1,000 views. And it's not by unique views. It's each time your ad display. Sorry, I can't say each ad you display. Literally each time the web page loads. So are you really going to get the view? Yes. Yeah and no. A lot of times, no. So you got to control your frequency cap. You got to control it has to be U.S. traffic only, and you have to have an out clause. This is so important. I signed the $100,000 insertion orders because I have a 48-hour out clause. So I'm going to touch this real quick. What is a 48-hour out clause? Basically, if my ad starts up Monday at 12 p.m., 12 p.m., and I ran it for 3 hours. At 3 p.m., I'm losing so much money. I lost $1,000. I quickly call them up and I say, hey, scale my frequency cap down and I need to initiate my out clause. In 48 hours, they have to stop your ads. If they didn't stop your ads 48 hours later, because you have it in your insertion order, you don't pay for any of those traffic at all. So really important. And then you have to negotiate something called a 10% discrepancy. And you really need to invest money into using an ad network as well. So, an ad server network, not an ad network, ad serving platform. So I'm not going to go into details about this. Shortcut for you guys can start with a real-time bidding network called SiteScout. They're one of the largest real-time bidding networks out there right now. So I'm going to tell you the pros. The pros to this, you get access to a large amount of database of websites. You eliminate yourself from all the negotiation process and the obligation. You can start as low as $100. The bad thing about them, they usually mark up the price by 20 to 30%. This is a guesstimate that I have from my friends. I don't know exactly how much margin they make, but we feel it's around 20 to 30% because we've been doing a lot of media buying. We know what the numbers are. It will be run on site, so you're not going to be guaranteed any inventory. You're not going to guarantee where you're going to show up. And again, no control over placements. So if you guys are ready, spend $100 on SiteScout, right? It's not hard. And one thing to be aware of, sometimes for real-time bidding network, there are chances that you will be placed on irrelevant websites. So you always have to pull out your reports and see where you're really showing up. So anyways, most important right now, coming the best ad network out there, the Google Godzilla. They're the largest, by far, the best advertising platform out there. Hard to go on. You would need a lot of infrastructure to start, but I would suggest you guys to try and actually go after it. So there's always a good side and bad side, right? The good side of the Godzilla, access to 67% of the search traffic. It's a lot, like literally a lot. They own 89% of the banner traffic out there. I have a guesstimate. I don't know. I was thinking last night because I can't sleep. I was like, okay, if someone was wealthy enough to buy all the inventory on Google, I wonder how much it costs. My guesstimate, I think that person needs to at least $1 billion to buy all of Google's traffic in one day. They have that much inventory out there. And one more about inventory. When you guys go Google, when you guys surf on the internet, you guys see a lot of Google doing their own advertising, right? Yeah? It's because they have too much inventory. That's why they're serving their own ads. They have way too many inventory. It died. Oh, there you go. Sorry. It's extremely high quality users and people that you're going to see. Again, best I've ever seen from 10 years of doing advertising. The evil side. The legendary Google slap. I remember, I think Laura talked a little bit about it. The Google slap is scary. I got Google slap before. I was out of Google for at least 2-3 years. Then I was like, man, I got to get back in. So I worked my way. I found out about it. And now I'm one of Google's top client right now. For the Google slap, you can really lose your account overnight because they're not going to give you a warning. They don't like it. They stopped you. They have too much money. They have too many quality customers and too much quality advertisers. They don't really care about you, all right? You're spending a couple $100. So if you don't know what you're doing, they will slap you and you're banned from Google forever and be sent to the Google hell. All right, that is true. Someone came up to me and asked me outside, he's like, how do you get back on Google if you're IP banned? And I was like, you can't. All right, Google know who you are. They don't tell you, but Google owns the internet. So you got to do everything right to get back in. You can't just go behind the door or do anything. You'll get kicked out again. Google will eat you inside out if you don't know what you're doing. I'm talking about money. I will share you guys a quick story later on that I lost nearly $100,000 in a month because of one setup that I was not aware of. And it was just implemented by Google just recently. Well, not really recently, for at least a couple months now, and I just found out about it. I got to use this word. I have to use this word. I completely bitched the hell out of my Google rep when I heard about it. I was like, no way. I lost $100,000 because you didn't tell me that one thing. And I'll show you what it is. It's the most compliance-driven network out there. You got to do everything right to get on there. And you need a lot more infrastructure in place and support to get onto Google. It's not just setting up an opt-in page. And you're lucky today. This is the first time I'm ever going to show anyone, in public, how to hunt down this Godzilla and make it your baby. All right? All right? Once you know how to work with Google, it's going to become your baby. You want to pamper them. You want to make sure you keep working with them because they will bring you a lot of money. They will bring you a lot of business. One sec. This looks like me, right? Anyways. Pampering the Google Godzilla. Okay, be in compliance. You need a full website in place. I talked about a little bit about this during the VIP section. You need an about page. You need to show people, to the public, who you are, what your business is about. You need to let people know what you're doing. This is really important. Google looks at that. You need to have a navigation bar in your full website. You need to have access to everything from your website. You don't want to be sneaky. You want to show pricing, big pricing, if you're selling a product, really important. You got to make sure that all texts are legible. Don't put like super small fine print where I can't even see it. I need a magnifying glass. Don't do those stuff. Trust me. Let Google feel that you are a real business. Okay, I'm going to go super fast right now. I don't have much time. And you must have business pages. What is business pages? Basically, you have to have on the footer your terms of service, your privacy policy, especially if you're doing opt-ins or getting any information from your customers or your opt-ins, you have to have a privacy policy. If you're selling a product, you need a full refund policy in place. You need your contact information. You need people to have the ability to contact you. Really, really important. If you're hiding, then Google won't give you a business because they don't know how to find you if there's anything happen. So I just jacked this from one large company, Mindvalley. So at the bottom, you see terms of service, privacy policy, and it goes to a link. It's really easy. Just for now, when you start, just go google.com and Google like a terms of service or privacy policy template. change it up a little, put it on your website. That's all you need. Be in compliance. Don't use superlatives. This is so important. For example, don't say, cures cancer. Don't say, make $10,000 today, $10,000 today. Don't make hard claims without proof. For example, I lost 20 pounds overnight with this product. Instead, use suggestive words. Things like, you may cure cancer. You may make $10,000 a month or a day. The may will not really affect your conversion rate as much. But you're not making a hard claim. You're not telling them you're guaranteed to make money. You say, there's a chance. There's a possibility. In Google's eyes, it's different. From legally standpoint, that's a completely, you're going to be safe because you're not making a direct claim. You're making a suggestive claim. Be in compliance. Always have disclaimers. This will save your butt. Okay, I'm not going to use the ASS word in this presentation. So I'm saying this will save your butt. Testimonials and claims. Whenever you do a testimonial, always put these results may not, sorry, bad grammar here. These results may not be typical and varies from users to users. This is really important because Google wants to make sure that you are showing you're being upfront. If you're making any claim, reference your claim at the footer of your website or somewhere. And especially opt-in page, you have to have disclaimer. And I'll show you how it looks like in a bit. So landing page, be in compliance. Make sure in your website, there's the ability for a person to go back to your main website, which is your full website that I was talking about. You cannot have any exit pop. Disclaimer has to be, this is where I put it. Disclaimer has to be right under the opt-in box. Something like this. Simple enough. Just one text. That's all Google wants. Anyway, saving your butt. So understanding Google. Ultimate goal, Google just want to take your money. Right? It's true. Everyone just want to take everyone's money. If you don't set up your campaigns properly or know what's going on, you will lose a lot of money. So much money that I think you can buy Alex Singal for a day. Where is he? I don't know where he is. If he's ever up for sale, you got to ask his wife. Bleed your campaigns. This is important. In the beginning, you will lose a little bit of money in the beginning, but you got to bleed your campaign. Why I'm saying that? When you have a new account with Google, you're in a sandbox. You have to be out of the sandbox. Google doesn't know you. Google never done business with you. So you have to pay a little bit more, show that you are a real business, then you might get removed out of the sandbox, and your clicks will start to get cheaper. And I'm going to show you 6 butt savers today. First one, understanding that there's 3 different platforms within AdWords. Search, contextual, display. You must have a separate campaign for each of these. Don't go by Google's default, and I'll tell you why. Search campaigns, they're hyperactive buyers. These are people that want information right away. They want to buy something right away. I usually don't really recommend using search traffic for email lead generation because it's really expensive. Search is getting more and more and more expensive. Unless if you master your LCV, I won't suggest you to start with search. Unless you're bidding on like super long tail keyword, like a 4 or 5 keyword phrase. But I personally won't start with search right away. It's good for selling products, service, or a long-form lead. For example, car insurance, like long-form lead, home insurance, and all this other stuff. Search is good for that. So, quick example of search. I'm just going to fly this by. You all will know what it is. Contextual campaigns. They're content-driven prospects. They're great for email leads. Why? Because this is how a content ad looks like. They're actually embedded inside the article in text format. So if a person that's reading an article does not find the information they want right away, or they're still researching and saw your ad, they will take time on clicking on your ad and opting in because these people are already researching. They want to spend more time. Unlike search, hyperactive buyers wanting information right away. All my contextual campaigns have been doing really well for opt-ins. I can guarantee you a fact. Display campaigns, they're attention-grabbing campaigns because you own the whole ad space. It's great for both email capture and sales. And this is so important. Start with only one banner size, which is 300 by 250. Do not use anything outside 300 by 250. If you got 300 by 250 working, then try 78 by 90. But anything outside that is garbage. Trust me. You're going to be spending so much money. It's stupid. I don't use it. Oops. So an ad, 300 by 250, about.com on the right-hand side, hello human kindness. That's a 300 by 250 ad right there. So when you set up your campaign, this is so important. By default, Google will serve your ad everywhere. They don't care. You have to take an extra step to break down your 3 campaigns to start. This is super, super important because, again, what I just showed you guys, these 3 has a completely different mentality. And you got to talk to these people. You don't just serve any ads up to them. You're not a branding company. You're a marketer. You want to make ROI. I'm going super fast. Shit. Number 2, devices. Really, really, really important. On default, Google will serve your ad on mobile. Go in and put minus 100%. This is so, 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 so important. Because mobile users and desktop users are completely different. And I hate to say this. It pissed me off when Google did this. Google merged tablets and desktop together nowadays. So make sure your website is tablet optimized because there's no way that you can actually split tablets and desktop anymore. Anyways, must have a separate campaign for each if you're doing mobile. Buzz saver number 3, exclusion and negatives. Always add in exclusion and negatives. Super, super, super important. Okay, I'm going super fast. Conversion tracking. Make sure you have conversion tracking in place. This is the most fundamental in Marketing 101. Tracking, especially your conversions. You need to know where it's making money. You need to know where it's not making money, where it's losing your money, put them into negatives, yada, yada, yada. Okay, I'm going super fast. In the future, once you have the CPA in place, this is the best technology that Google had, which is your target CPA. You can turn your campaign into target CPA. So when you know what your LCV is, let's put back to the example, $15. That's your max that you can pay. You let Google know that. Then Google will optimize your campaign to try to hit $15. So it doesn't matter what your cost per click is. It doesn't matter what your CPM is. Google will try to hit your $15 target CPA. Will you hit it? Yes and no. I've experienced it. It's awesome. I put one of my campaign $100 for a high-end product. Right now, my CPA is like $80. Before, it was $200. Completely made me a lot more money. Accelerate. This is really important. Always show your ads evenly, especially when you start. You only use Accelerate if you're super advanced. And also, for Accelerate, you get data really, 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 really fast. But again, this is for advanced people. And make sure that when you go in, you have to go into this delivery method and make sure you check standard. Really, really important. Okay, I'm running out of time. I think this is by far going to be the most important slide ever. Get an MCC account, My Client Center. What I just told you guys earlier was be an agency. Google supports agency like crazy because if they teach their stuff to an agency, the agency will bring them more business rather than talking to 10 people. They're getting you to talk to 10 different people, getting business for them. So that's why Google support the MCC people like crazy. They favor them. So just go Google, Google simply AdWords MCC account, and there's the login. Sign up for Google Partners. Really, really important. I was honored when Google rolled out their beta version of Google Partners. I was one of the 50 people that got invited to the beta version. I went to Google's head office in Toronto. It was an amazing event. And you have to get this. Google Partners, super, super important. You get lots of freebies. You get lots of support. You get lots of priority. They sometimes host fun contests to win. Their annual contest is actually going to Mountain View to view their whole facility. They will give you free coupon code. This is important. This is, again, using the power of leverage. When you have a new account on Google under your MCC account, you can get a $100 free coupon right away from Google. You only need to spend $25 and Google will give you back $100. Leverage that, right? That's free money right there. Give it a shot. If it doesn't work, doesn't matter. But anyways, don't abuse this, though. Don't go like sign up like 10 different accounts and spend $25 and just get that $100. Don't do it. And they'll give you special services. Okay, don't think naughty. What do you mean by special services? When you call Google for support, give them your MCC account number. I was told by the seniors at Google saying, he was telling me, he's like, dude, if you can't get a hold of me, call their number, but don't give your customer or your sub account ID. Give them your MCC ID. I was like, why? It's like, they will give you special support. They have a special department just to answer people from the agency side, and they will give you far better support. And you got to make your relationship with Google. It will help you a lot. So setting up your search campaign, okay, I'm going to roll this really, really fast. I only have 5 minutes left. Bid high and get high click-through rate to start. Ensure it's relevant. Relevancy is super important for any search campaigns. Your keyword has to match your ad. It has to match your landing page. Super, super, super important. You got to structure your ad groups properly. For example, you have a shoe business. The top, the dark blue is your ad group. Running shoe, blue running shoe, light running shoe. Any variation of running shoe, put it under that campaign. Leather shoe, same thing. Kids shoe, same thing. Don't put them all in one place. You're shooting yourself in the leg. It will pull down your quality score. And it will increase your cost per click like crazy. Don't bid broad. I think this is one of the most important things that you have to know. Don't bid broad. Don't just put a keyword on there, dog training. You got to use, it will show you completely irrelevant listing. Because when you bid broad, Google will actually serve you under cat training, dog training for, I don't know, whatever. They will give you acronyms. They will take out the thesaurus and put in keywords for you that you don't want. Okay, and it's really scary. Use exact. The 2 quotes stands for exact. Use phrase, the brackets. When setting up your search campaign, you got to make sure you capitalize the first letter of each word. Okay, I'm going really fast. I only have 3 minutes left. It's proven to increase click-through rate. This is proven, tested by many, 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 many experts out there. Optimizing your search. You got to pay attention to your impression share. It tells you what percent of the marketplace that you're currently getting right now. Look at something called the search terms. Even though you're bidding on a keyword, it doesn't matter. You have to look at the search terms. Search terms is what tells you what you're actually showing up on. Super important. Okay. And adding negative keywords. For example, if you're starting to lose my voice. If you're bidding, for example, let's say you got a auto dealership for your client, and a lot of people look for basically, I don't know, gallery, photo. These are not people that you want. Put them into negative. Put the keyword photo as a negative and all this other stuff. Set up your contextual campaign. Bid low and bid by CPC to start. Really important for contextual campaign. Create over 20 different ads per ad group because you need to have a lot of data to test. And you got to structure your ad group exactly like your search campaign. So you put them in categories. Google like themes, Google like structure, everywhere. Add exclusion, and I will elaborate that in the display section. Optimizing your contextual campaign. Be on position 3 or 4. Don't be on 1 and 2. It's useless. Be around 3 and 4. You're going to get cheaper cost per click, but you're going to get the same user because during the VIP section, I was showing you guys a contextual ad basically serves around 3 different ads. Be at the bottom. Don't be at the top. You actually pay cheaper, but you're getting the same amount of people that's looking at you, regardless. Constantly test new ads and pause low-performing ads. Keep adding more ad groups and go broader if initial campaign is profitable. That's how you scale. Constantly add exclusions by pulling automatic report. I will tell you more about it in the display section. If you have more than 100 leads in your conversion tracking, turn on your campaign from CPC bid to target CPA. I talked about that, really important. But again, you need to know what your LTV is before you do this. When you turn to your target CPA, I've experienced this a lot of times, you will see a dip in your traffic source, but after a couple of days, it'll go skyrocket. But again, you always have to adjust that number to find your sweet spot because sometimes Google doesn't really give you the right target CPA and you need to be a profitable business. Okay, I only have 1 minute. Setting up display ad, bid high, and CPC base. I will start with $2. Don't worry, you won't hit the $2. It's going to be like $1 or something, but it's going to get you history. Target by keywords and structure exactly like your contextual and search campaign. Test 10 different ads to start. Ad exclusion is really important. Where's Sonic? Can I get 5 more minutes? Sorry, I can't hear on it. What did you say? Okay, 3. Okay, I have 3 more minutes. Thank you. Adding exclusion. Okay, I'm getting excited. Adding exclusion like what I have below. This exclusion cost me $100,000. This is my $100,000 lesson. Really important. You don't want to get your actual park domains, error pages, photo sharing, sexual suggestive places, video sharing, in-game, mature audiences, Gmobile. For display, I really hate it when I didn't find out about this. Even though I turned off mobile, they classify in-game app still as desktop. And I was pulling up my automatic report, and I see in-game. I had like 3,000 URLs for in-game. And I was like, and I calculated. I was like, okay, I'm not calculating. I got my assistant calculate it. Just that alone cost me 50 grand. So really important. Pulling the automatic campaign. So under this, if you go into your AdWords campaign, you go under display, then you go under placement. It will show you something called the automatic placement. These are the exact place where you're showing up. And you basically, because you have your CPA, you have your conversion tracking in place, this is where you start putting things in exclusion and making sure you're not showing up on places that you're not making money. Find low converting placement and put them in exclusion. If something stood out, jot down the URL. If someone outbid you in the future, which is really rare, then go direct, right? You got the URL, you know that place is making you money, go direct. It doesn't matter if you sign a high insertion order, you know you're gonna make your ROI. There's no risk to it. If display is working for you, create a secondary campaign. What I mean by this secondary campaign is try using Google's interest campaign and their topic targeting. These are good traffic places too. I'm not sure where they get their data. Okay, it's actually faster than I thought. Remark, I believe I can fly. This is the music that I played for you guys when I walked in. I thought so hard on what music I wanted to play. And this came into mind. I believe I can fly. I read up the lyrics. Well, I remember the lyrics by heart. This is what you need to know. Tell yourself, I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. This is really important. Don't limit yourself. The sky is the limit. Or even the universe is your limit, right? Step out. Really important. So I want you guys, when you guys are done, settle back home, try at least one of the network. Just try. Just spend $100. Take action. Take baby steps. This is really important. It will be meaningless for you guys to fly all the way from all over the world, right here, listening to Onyx speak, listening to me speak, if you guys are not taking action. I would just tell you guys, why don't you just go home, all right? You're here because you want to take that extra step. You want to be a real entrepreneur, right? Take the extra step. Take up an Onyx offer. Whoever, get 300 leads. Start it. Don't just, I'm not going to do that. I'm scared. Don't do that. Trust me. And don't be afraid of failure. Failing will only make you stronger. Anyways, I'm done. Right on time. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you.
I believe I can fly.
Thank you.